Good morning, all of you. Now we are doing chapter electoral politics and discussing the topic, what is our system of elections? We have already discussed about electoral constituencies, reserved constituencies, and voters list. Now we are moving forward. Next, that is nomination of candidates. As we have already aware about that in a democratic election, people should have a real choice. This happens only when there are almost no restrictions on anyone to contest an election. This is what our system provides. Anyone who can be a voter can also become a candidate in elections. The only difference is that in order to be a candidate, the minimum age is 25 years, while it is only 18 years for being a voter. There are some other restrictions on criminals, etc., but apply in very extreme cases. Political parties nominate their candidates who get the party symbol. I think you must be aware about the party symbols. Party symbol and support. Party's nomination is often called party ticket. Every person, anyone who wishes to contest an election has to fill a nomination form and give some money as security deposit. Recently, a new system of declaration. That means while filing the nomination form, they have to fill a declaration, a form introduced by Supreme Court. And in that, they have to make a legal declarations giving full details of serious criminal cases pending against a candidate, details of the assets, that means how much property he or she, and liabilities, that means the responsibilities of the candidate and his or her family, education qualifications of the candidate. This information has to be made public. That means it will be in front of all the voters. This provides an opportunity to the voters to make their decision on the basis of the information provided by the candidates. Normally, it keeps in our mind that is there any educational qualification for candidates? What do you say? I think you all are also will accept the same thing that some qualification is required, but educational qualification are not relevant to all kinds of job. If you see Indian cricket team, that is not the attainment of educational degrees, but the ability to play cricket well. Same manner, the relevant qualification for being an MP or MLA is the ability to understand people's concerns, problems, and to represent their interest. Whether they can do so or not is examined by the lack of examiners, that means voters, we, the citizens of the country. Now, next, after nomination, the form, what they have to do is, that is campaign. That means publicity. When we are talking about the publicity, the main purpose of election is to give a chance to choose the representatives. And for this, it is necessary to have a free and open discussion about who is better representative, which party will make a better government, or what is a good policy. So this is what happens during election campaigns. In our country, such campaigns take place for a 2-week period between the announcement of the final list of candidates and the date of polling. Polling means voting day, when people cast their vote. During this period, I think you must be aware about that. Before elections, that candidates come approach to you and ask to cast the vote in their favor. So during this period, the candidates contact their voters, political leaders address election meetings, and political parties mobilize their supporters. This is also the period when newspapers, televisions, news are full of election-related activities, debates. But election campaign, if we will think that it is only for 15 days matter, no. Political parties start preparing for election months before they actually take place. In election campaigns, political parties try to focus public attention on some big issues and to attract the voters, highlight some slogans also. So now here we will discuss. You just see some slogans. अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं. अब की बार मोदी सरकार. Be a part of change. Join Aam Aadmi Party. These are the recent slogans. वो कहते हैं इंदिरा हटाओ. मैं कहती हूँ गरीबी हटाओ. So now, according to your NCERT book, if you will see some slogans, famous slogans given by different political parties, Garibi Hatao. As you can see in the picture also, image also. Elections, Lok Sabha election 1971, given by Indira Gandhi of Congress Party. And the policy related with to remove poverty from the country, as it is written here. वो कहते हैं इंदिरा हटाओ, इंदिरा गांधी from Congress. But Congress said गरीबी हटाओ. Next is save democracy. As we have discussed on that day also, in 1975, Indira Gandhi put emergency in the country. So after that, many parties joined to save democracy. So that was the slogan in 1977 given by Janata Party, save democracy. And that is, the party promised to undo the excesses committed during emergency and restore civil liberties. These were the two famous slogans during the parliament elections. Now, state elections. 1977, West Bengal, given by Left Front, that is the party name. And the slogan was land to the tiller. Again, 1983, in Andhra Pradesh, N.T. Ramarao, and party name is Telugu Desam, and the slogan was protect the self-respect of the Telugus. So in a democracy, it is best to leave political parties and candidates free to conduct their election campaigns. But it is sometimes necessary to regulate campaigns to ensure that every political party and candidates gets a fair and equal chance. So that means some rules for election campaign for fair and election chance to compete. And according to this, our election law says that no party or candidates can bribe or threaten voters, appeal to them in the names of caste and religion. No party or candidate can use resources for government resources for campaigning. They cannot spend more than rupees 25 lakh in a constituency's national level and 10 lakh in a constituency in assembly election. So these are the some rules for election campaigning. Now, after that, all political parties in our country agreed to a model code of conduct. Model code of conduct means while contesting the elections, they will follow certain guidelines. And according to this model code of conduct, no party or candidate can use any place of worship or election propaganda, use government vehicles, aircrafts, and officials for election. Once elections are announced, ministers shall not lay foundation stones of any project, take any big policy decisions, or make any promises of providing public facilities. So now after campaigning, what will happen? That is polling and counting of votes. This is the final stage of election. This is the day when the voters cast or poll their votes. And this day is called the election day. Every person whose name is on the voters list can go to a nearby polling booth. And I think you must have seen some polling booths during elections that is nearby in your local school or in a government offices. Once the voter goes inside the booth, the election officials identify her or him. After that, put a mark on finger and allow her to cast her vote. An agent of each candidate is allowed to sit inside the polling booth and ensure that the voting take place in a fair manner. Nowadays, we are having a new system that is called EVM. You just see, this is the EVM machine where you have to press the button in front of the candidates preferred by you, and this is the ballot box. And this is the voters list. You just see the voters list, ballot box. What is ballot box and ballot paper? When we are talking about the ballot papers, first we will discuss about ballot paper. Ballot paper is a piece of paper on which the names of the contesting candidates along with party name and symbols are listed. Nowadays, electronic voting machines are available, but still you will find ballot boxes more popular. After voting, that means once the polling is over, all the EVMs are sealed and taken to a secure place. And after a few days, on a fixed date that is decided by Election Commission, all the EVMs from our constituencies are opened and the votes secured by each candidates are counted. And the agents of all candidates are present